mental show. And if you ain't one of them, it's probably time to go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. What a week it's been. Holy crap. There's been a lot going on, from Bridges dropping, Ronnie McDaniels getting fired, Jon Stewart making some comments, getting called out, fact checked, because, yeah, it's 2024, John. That's what happens. MTJ is being called out for making some comments that seem pretty rational. As much as I don't like to defend politicians, I'm a little bewildered at the state of things currently, and how you were not allowed to ask questions anymore. You're just supposed to accept whatever narrative was given to you and believe that's the end all be all. Fascinating times we live in, ladies and gentlemen. Other than that, on a personal note, I got to see Wheeler Walker Jr. live, which was a pretty great experience, not gonna lie. I also got to act in a short film this past week, kind of acting as myself. Characters written around me. But yeah, we'll see how that comes out in a couple weeks. I'm excited to see the rough edit on it. And it was quite fun. This past week, we did have a snowstorm. We got like 2.5 feet. Because that's always fun. And yeah, the week before that, I rocked some awesome birthday shows. And I'm absolutely grateful for everyone that was part of it. And we're looking to book the next one. Obviously, it won't be a birthday show until next year. But yeah, that and more coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to get into. Let's go.
Yeah, back, baby.
Are you saying you want to show me your tits?
This is the story of a drunk who grew up kind of a punk, and then all his friends left him, and now he's here alone. This is the story of a drunk who grew up kind of punk, now he's here doing the Drunken Underwhelming live show.
This is a weird show.
Drunken Underwhelming live show. Drunken Underwhelming live show. Drunken Underwhelming live show.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. Welcome to TDAU Live, episode 18. FSK Bridge Collapses, DJT Skyrockets. And I saw Wheeler Walker Jr. live. That's right, the studio is not fully there yet. I'm still figuring out the placement of monitors, so if it looks like I'm just staring up at the ceiling, it's because I'm watching. My screens are here and here and here, and this one's up a little too high, and yeah, I'm still figuring out camera placement and all that. Sorry, guys. It's been a busy couple weeks, my friends. But yeah, first and foremost, saw Wheeler Walker Jr. live in Albany on Sunday, and dude had a rockin' show, I gotta say. Really, really well done, put together, super well. Band was absolutely amazing. And it was a very tight 90-minute set. The only thing I will say is I wish there was a little more Wheeler fan crowd interaction, a couple more jokes and or stories or some backstory on some stuff here and there. But that's not really a complaint. It's just me really liking Wheeler's personality, and I wanted to see more of it come out. And it was a very good show. Band was absolutely amazing. He had a drummer, bassist, a guitar player, an organ player, and a lap steel guy that switched back and forth between lap steel and guitar depending on what they were doing. He played acoustic for a few songs, the slower songs. For some, he just straight up belted it out, and he played some rockin' tunes. And there were some really, really funny moments and cool stuff going on. But yeah, I do wish there was a little more back and forth and just kind of him being himself, because Wheeler's such an interesting dude. But yeah, not a complaint at all, my friends. Just me being like, I do wish. But then again, I don't run a show, but his show was an incredibly tight ship. Light show was absolutely amazing. The young gentleman who runs lights for Wheeler Walker Jr. has his stuff together. It's pretty awesome. Anyways, let's get right into it. Which one did I really want to? Yeah, I guess we'll start right off. The bridge collapse. I'm sure everybody's seen it, so you don't need to watch it on the show, but see what they got to say. What we know about the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse in Baltimore. Federal investigators are searching for answers about how a massive cargo ship struck a major bridge minutes after leaving the port of Baltimore early Tuesday. And here's a picture of that bridge laying in the water as the massive cargo ship. That's pretty big. When you think about it, realize every single one of those is a shipping container. That's a big boat. Federal investigators are examining data recordings, interviewing key witnesses as they try to figure out how a giant container ship struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore early Tuesday. The bridge is part of an Interstate 695 and a critical transport link on the eastern seaboard to one of the largest ports in the country collapsed, and vessel traffic has since been stopped. 6 men who were filling potholes in the bridge when it collapsed are missing and presumed dead. Officials have suspended search and rescue efforts, but divers are still searching for their bodies. Governor Moore and the FBI said there are no credible evidence of a terrorist attack. Here's what we know. Which is, interesting in itself that they were that fast to be like, oh, it's like, maybe finish your investigation before you make grand statements like that. Like, oh, this was definitely not malfeasance. Like, well, maybe you need to like do the research first, because it could be a lot of things. It's not clear yet. And investigators from the National Transport Safety Board boarded the ship on Tuesday night to gather documentation. They obtained data from the voyage recorder, which is essentially a black box. It's been sent back to the lab to help the authorities develop a timeline of events that led up to the crash. So without that, how are they making a definitive statement, right? A 985-foot-long cargo vessel called the Dolly was leaving the port of Baltimore when it had a complete blackout that knocked out power to the engine and the navigation equipment, industry officials said. Ship issued a mayday call just before hitting a critical component of the bridge, known as a pylon or pier. Radio traffic from emergency workers suggested that the crew was struggling to steer the ship, according to audio published by the Broadcastify. It was traveling about 9 miles per hour, officials said, which is typical in that zone. Audio from Maryland Transportation Authority Police Channel showed the mayday call allowed for officers a few precious minutes to close down bridge traffic. The effort to rapidly shut down traffic probably prevented more cars from being on the bridge during the collapse and saved lives, officials said. Baltimore Harbor pilots were directing the ship at the time of the crash. As is customary when vessels enter ports or canals, according to the joint statement from the ship's owner and manager, 2 tugboats helped the ship steer out of the terminal, but then returned to the port for the next ship assignment, port officials said. I guess they didn't babysit it long enough. Governor Moore said the bridge is fully up to code and that the collapse did not appear to be the result of a structural issue. What is the death toll? The Coast Guard and state police officials said the construction workers who were working as contractors doing overnight maintenance on the bridge have been missing too long. Hope for rescue and cited cold water temperatures. Yeah, it's sad. Like, these poor guys were just filling potholes. Construction of the bridge started in 1972. It was completed in 1977. The bridge spanned 1.6 miles, including its connecting approaches, almost 11 miles. Wow. It carried about 35 million vehicles annually. Yeah. The collapse might have been avoided, some engineers said, if the pylons holding up the bridge were better protected with blocking devices called fenders. Those can be anything from rocks piled around the pylons to major concrete rings paddled with slats of wood, but the protection would have had to been able to absorb a hit from such a huge container vessel. Pete Buttigieg, the U.S. Secretary of Transportation, said on Wednesday that the structure was simply not made to withstand a direct impact from a modern cargo vessel. He noted that the ships frequenting the port today are orders of magnitude bigger than ships in use when the bridge was built. It's difficult to overstate the impact of this collision, Buttigieg said, noting that Dali was not just as big as a building. It's really as big as a block, 100,000 tons, all going into the pier at once. President Biden said he expects the federal government will pay for the entire cost of rebuilding the bridge, and he called on Congress to support efforts to fund the repairs. Because that's totally not something that the government does, is like use your tax money to build infrastructure. Like, that's like a big are we supposed to treat that like that's a thanks, President Biden? No, that's great. I'm glad that the federal government's actually, I don't know, maybe spending infrastructure money here and not overseas for once. I suppose that's the underlying part. Yeah, bummer, man. It's crazy. The video is absolutely nuts, and no, I'm not gonna play it on the on the channel. I'm sure everybody's seen it 100 times over. But instantly, people were calling it out and saying, hey, what the hell happened here? Why was this a thing? And yeah, as much as I don't want to defend the woman, here we go. Marjorie Taylor Greene slammed for conspiracies about the Baltimore Bridge collapse. Now, before we take the narrative bait and say that she was slammed for conspiracies, let's read the tweet that she put out first, right? There should be a serious investigation into the horrifying tragedy of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Maryland. Is this an intentional attack or an accident? Praying for the victims, survivors, and families. Okay. Seems like a pretty rational statement. You would think any accident that disabled a major port in the U.S. and definitely messed up traffic on a major interstate would be investigated thoroughly before we came to any conclusions about what had happened. But no, readers out of context, because why wouldn't they? The Baltimore Police Commissioner, Richard Worley, said there's absolutely no indication that there's any terrorism or that this was done on purpose. Okay. How did he come to that conclusion? And why are we not allowed to ask questions? Why are we now in a culture where you're a conspiracy theorist if you're like, hey, maybe we should look into this further. Maybe we should do some research like adults. Maybe we should do some reading. Jimmy Dore recently did a really great bit about that. How we basically woke up in a Bill Hicks comedy sketch. Like, hey, we got a reader over here. Watch out. That guy doing research is a reader. But yeah, here's the video. Here's the boat. Just doing boat stuff. Luckily, they had time to stop the bridge. Shut it down. It looks like the last few cars are going over it now. I can't imagine that last car right there, man. That must have been... Oh, right there. Yep, there's another one. Another one. There's another one. Yep, that car just barely made it. And boom. Just absolutely mind-boggling. Like, to watch such a crazy... I mean, if you speed it up, I will say it does look like it turns straight into it. But I don't think that's the case. I think this is just if you speed it up, like, you know, if you speed up the video of a fender bender a bunch, it'll look like somebody hit somebody else on purpose, even though that's, you know, not the case. But yeah, absolutely terrifying, man. Glad they had the warning out and there wasn't that many cars on the bridge, and they got that warning out and were able to shut down the bridge. Because you imagine if that thing had 20 cars on it and it went under. Like, it's bad that, and obviously you can see those orange blinking lights because the dudes were doing maintenance on there, filling in potholes and stuff, which is sad that they didn't get off they did not get off the bridge in time. Fortunately, 6 people went down with it. And terrifying. There's also conspiracies about, I think where we're up here when it breaks initially, you can see a couple pops up here. I don't know if we can actually see that in this video or not, but we'll yeah. Those were the electrical cables snapping, because obviously this bridge has a bunch of lights on it. And yeah, Governor Wes Moore confirms that the ship's crew issued a mayday and communicated they were experiencing a power issue. Which, to be fair, is that just because you're experiencing a power issue doesn't mean it wasn't some form of attack. I'm not saying that it is, because, you know, I kept my tinfoil hat off camera purposely for this one, but you know, it's one of those where it's like, just because it was a power failure doesn't mean that power failure was not induced by something. Maybe we should look into that, because I'm afraid that the real truth is that this whole thing is a house of cards. And all it takes is one good stone to take down some shit. I mean, it's scary because it makes you realize that we live in a time where it's really difficult and takes a lot of people and time and energy to build a house. And it takes one child with a lighter to burn it all down. And yeah, so who knows? We'll see what comes out of this. That being said, if it was, if I was to wear a tinfoil hat and say this was some type of plot to damage the country, that possibly, just possibly, they might come out and say it wasn't because they don't want the American people thirsting for blood. But then I remember that we live in America and these people want to go to war so bad that they would love everybody to think this was somebody they wanted to think it was. Oh, yeah. Another story from New York, not the one that everyone's talking about that we'll get into later, but New York City deals a blow to landlords, because if you needed another reason not to live in New York City, i.e. that you might be charged for fraud over nothing. Here we go. Some New York City landlords will be affected by the city's rent stabilization law for another 3 years after Mayor Eric Adams extended the measure until 2027. Legislature sets the rate landlords permitted to increase rents by and has been in effect ever since it was originally enacted in 1969. Extended once again through April 2027, tenants' rights advocates are celebrated while landlords have expressed disappointment by the decision, saying it cuts into their profits and reinvestment efforts. Our rent stabilization laws are critical to the security of the working class New Yorkers who live in rent-stabilized housing, Adams, a Democrat, said. The bill signing ceremony, according to reporting by Our Town, a local paper from the city's Upper East Side. The law affects over 1 million rent-stabilized properties and roughly 44% of all rentals. Which is sad that you're running a city so poorly that people need to have have rent mandated as lower so that people can't afford to be landlords. That's probably a sign that you guys are doing really well at managing that place, huh? Yeah, the side that nobody talks about. Speaking of nobody talking about, Quiet on Set's making quite the buzz right now. Yeah, like Quiet on Set documentary on Nickelodeon scandal exposes the high price of kids' TV. Yeah, we just started watching it, and it's interesting because they point to some stuff that you're like, I don't know, and then other things are like, maybe you should have led with that. That's and I get why they do that. Like, it's all about Dan Schneider, who we know has been a creep for years. Like, everybody's seen the Ariana Grande trying to milk a potato video or juice a potato, and it's like how uncomfortable that is, and how there was like all this feet content. But yeah, it's concerning and gross, and yeah. From Little Romeo to the stars of Drake and Josh, look back at how young talent Nickelodeon got their start, where they are now. Yep, there's some people. There's some people who went through some shit. That's right. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say on that other than it is sad because, I mean, all that was a great show. Like this was like a decent show. It was a decent sketch comedy series for kids that I would argue was better than a lot of the crap that was being put on TV at the time. I mean, and we got Keenan and Kel and Amanda Bynes out of it. And I always wonder what happened to this chick. Lori Beth Dunberg. Josh Server. I wonder what happened to Josh Server. Lisa Reyes. Yeah, Keenan. Amanda Bynes, Katrina Johnson, Kel Mitchell. Johnson was among one of those who stuck out on set. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I think she was the only one in it. I mean, there was quite a few people in the documentary, but not the. Yeah, Keenan and Cal and Amanda Bynes were definitely not there. At the end of Quiet, many of the actors urge more regulation, tougher laws, and other safeguards to keep future young actors safe. Or maybe it would just be that Many of the participants, however, say they would never let their own children near a Hollywood set. I can't help but empathize. I mean, or maybe like make sure that you had a parent or guardian on set and not just like, uh, I don't understand how child labor doesn't apply to that stuff. I get that you need child actors and that Hollywood and film and stuff are like the protected industries where it's, you know, it's very, very protected. I just don't understand how, like, you know, 7-year-olds can't work anywhere else, but for some reason they're allowed to like be a star on Nickelodeon. I wanted to pull a clip, but I don't think. I actually don't think it's on here. Nope. Oops, not switch account, Hickory. Channel. Nope. I've been bad about the uploads. Yeah, there'll be more action on the channel in the upcoming week. I apologize. Been slacking on the main channel. Gaming channel had a really good oh, that's pretty good. Marked safe is buying from a $59.99 Bible from the Antichrist today. Trump jokes. Want to share the molasses reel. Did that not get? I'm going to share the clickable Lawn Wick Live. Here we go. Oh, no, I did not do that properly. From the birthday weekend.
February snow 6 feet deep. I need a John Wick to put winter to sleep. Fuck February snow 6 feet deep. I need a John Wick to put winter to sleep. Fuck February snow 6 feet deep. I need a John Wick to put winter to sleep.
It's one of those days where you look out the window and you're like, I don't know how the fuck we're gonna deal with all this snow today, man. Yeah. We'll come up with a creative solution. We will rise. We will thrive.
Fuck February snow 6 feet deep. I need a John Wick to put winter to sleep.
Fuck February snow 6 feet deep. I just...
Yeah. So much fun. So, yeah. Quick shout out. Thanks to everybody who came by the birthday shows. And yeah, we are working on the next outing because, hot damn. It was a good time, and fortunately, my buddy GW is going to be moving at some point here, and I really want to get another good outing in before the man leaves. Oh, I will share a clip from the newest songs. This was the newest one I performed at or I didn't. MC Molasses performed on my birthday weekend. And I'll just share a quick verse from this one. This is, I'm stoked. The song's going to be fun. I think it's going to do well this summer. It's called Make Lawns Great Again. Molasses in this motherfucker making lawns great again. If you ain't about them green stripes, well you can fuck off them. Do my dance and spread my seed, I'm out here to shame men. Praying for a tidal rain, you know my block can hang 10. Hanging out with fake friends, feels like getting fucked by straight men. I've been up this bitch a minute too, way before they them. Had a lawn chat with my lawn, turns out shit up as the green sheen her. So I've been grabbing that plot right by the pussy, push him over to make the pussy purr. Yeah. So yeah, stoked on that one. Not gonna lie, that's gonna be a pretty stoked for that to drop this year. as I am for a lot of molasses stuff on the pipeline, because he's got a lot of cool shit he's working on currently. But yeah, back to the news. I thought this one was hysterical because yeah, Jon Stewart's been doing his thing, I guess, Mondays through election season, because I guess he needs more money. And I guess Comedy Central finally offered him enough to come back and do the show for a little bit. So yeah, Jon Stewart found to have overvalued his New York City home by 829% after labeling Trump's civil case not victimless, even though they haven't told us exactly who the victim is in this situation. Jon Stewart is facing online backlash as the comedian opined on air this week that Donald Trump's civil real estate case for overvaluing his properties was not victimless, when it turns out the price of his previous home sale finds Stewart doing the exact same thing, the Post has learned. Monday night, Stewart 61 unpacked Trump's $454 million appeal bond, calling out experts framing the former New York civil case as not causing direct harm to any individual. The Daily Show host rolled a clip of CNN's Laura Coates interviewing Shark Tank Kevin O'Leary, who come on that the ruling didn't go over well with the real estate industry and that it was now fretting with the possibility of becoming the next target. Coates responded to O'Leary's by highlighting that Trump was found liable for falsifying business records in the second degree, issuing false financial statements, insurance fraud, and conspiracy due to asset inflation, and to be clear, found guilty by a judge summary, not by a jury. There was no jury involved finding Trump guilty of fraud. This was they call it a judgment summary, or summary judgment. It's the same shit that they did to Alex Jones, right? And not that I'm defending Alex, because Alex did say some shit that I didn't agree with when it came to that stuff, but the fact that they sued him for $27 billion or whatever it was asinine. But summary judgment. It was a summary judgment. It was not an open trial. So do not let them, when they say Trump was found liable for falsifying business records in the second degree, issuing false financial statements. That was not by a jury, my friends. He not been found guilty by a jury of his peers. It was a summary judgment by the judge, who is a devout anti-Trumper. And I don't care if you like or don't like the guy. It's nerve-wracking to think that normal real estate transactions can be targeted like this, because I don't want to agree with him. And he said, they're not coming for me, they're coming for you, and I'm in the way. And it's one of those things where I'm like, if you're cool with them just doing whatever they want because you don't like your enemy and they're going after your enemy, it's like the whole, I didn't speak up for the, I didn't speak up for these people when they came for them because I wasn't one of them, and I didn't speak up for them. I forget the poem. But that whole thing, you gotta look out for that kind of stuff no matter who it's against, because eventually pendulums swing, my friends. Everything that you listed off is done by real estate developer anywhere on the earth in the city. This has been prosecuted elsewhere on earth in every city. Sorry. In response, Stewart asked, how is he not this mad about overvaluations in the real world? Because they are not victimless crimes, he said. To further his point, Stewart argued that money isn't infinite. Yeah, unless you're like the federal government, and then money printers go brrr. A loan that goes to the liar doesn't go to someone who's giving an honest evaluation, so the system becomes incentivized for corruption. I mean, even though the bank had to do their own evaluation, of course, right? Because they don't just blindly give out money. Stewart also continued that failing to declare a higher market value on a property while paying taxes based on the lower assessed value constitutes fraudulent behavior. Uh-oh. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. The Attorney General of New York knew that Trump's property values were inflated because when it came time to pay taxes, Trump's undervalued the very same properties, Stewart added. It was all part of a very specific real estate practice known as lying. Ha ha, ha ha, you're so funny. But it didn't take long for internet sleuths to look into Stewart's own property history, which shows an overvaluation of his New York City penthouse by a staggering 829%, records confirmed by the Post revealed. Yeah, Stewart sold his 6,280 square foot Tribeca duplex for $17.5 million in 2014. I can't imagine living in such a nice place and looking out on an utter piece of trash like the New York City skyline is. I just can't. I don't know how you would spend $17.5 million and have that be your view. I want to live at the top of a mountain with a helipad for $17.5 million. What the hell? People are dumb. I mean, you have like a 12,000, correction, you have a 48,000 square foot home on the top of a mountain with a helipad for $17.5 million. And now you've got this 6,000. Don't get me wrong, 6,000 is huge, especially in a crappy place like this. But you're talking about a duplex. It's really like, 3,000 per apartment, which is still big. That's still a very large place. But you have to open like your windows. You look out, and you have to live in a place that smells like sour milk all the time. I don't understand why people do this. According to 2013-2014 assessor records obtained by the Post, the property has the estimated market value of only $1.8 million. The actual assessor valuation was even lower at $847,000. Records also show that Stewart paid significantly lower property taxes, which were calculated based on the assessor valuation price, precisely what he called Trump out for doing on his Monday monologue. You gotta love the internet sleuths, my friends. Bonday, who purchased the penthouse from Stewart, then resold the property at nearly 26% loss, according to The Real Deal, at just over $13 million in 2021. Assessment roll, taxable status, January 5th, 2013, Manhattan, Block 215, Lot 1225, Tax Class 2, John Stewart, irregular, 0 by 0 feet, estimated market value, 1.8. Actual AV, land was 141,000 for like no land, 847,000. The land was 141, and then the trans AV was 748. Subject to adjustments, 2014 taxes will be based on 748,452. Then he sold it for $17.5 million. Oh, Tim Pool. I love that they call him Timothy in this article too. Oh, Timothy. Timothy Pool. It's so fancy. This fancy little hat there. It's really just like a giant yarmulke. Timothy Pool, a political commentator known for his more right-leaning, which that too is like Tim Pool's right wing. Yeah, like on the First and Second Amendment. And other than that, he's riding that fence pretty hard, kids. Tim Pool, a political commentator known for his more right-wing views, alleged on X that Stewart was being a hypocrite. Did John Stewart commit fraud when he sold his penthouse for $17.5 million? New York listed its market value at 1.8 and AV around 800,000. Who did he defraud? I am shocked. I don't know why I put an accent on there, but I'm going with it. This is right in Letitia James's jurisdiction. I look forward to the grand jury indictment. A user quipped this response. Stewart's reps did not respond to the Post's request for comment. Yeah, this is pretty funny. Meanwhile, the New York assessor evaluation of Stewart's former penthouse, the exact same citation method metric that New York Attorney General Letitia James used to value Trump's private and personal properties and then sued him for inflating those assets. This includes Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in Palm Beach, known as his maid residence, which was assessed at only 18. This is one that kills me too. The $18 million Mar-a-Lago assessment. Gino, what's poppin', girl? Good to see you on. I hope everything's well. The $18 million Mar-a-Lago assessment kills me because nobody thinks that's real. Like, not a... Yes, I am a very beautiful man. I'm not gonna lie. Let me pat myself on the back. Like nobody thinks the Mar-a-Lago is only worth 18 million. Like even people who hate Trump have to admit, like, to put this in perspective, in my town in Vermont, in the school district I'm in, they were trying to build $100 million high school for 1,000 students. So they need 5 times the amount of building that the Mar-a-Lago's worth for 1,000 kids. I don't hate it. Yeah, no, me neither. no, I was pointing out that yeah, they need $100 million. Well, it got voted down, but they wanted $100 million to build a fucking high school for the Woodstock Union. They call it Mountain View School Union or whatever school union we live in. They wanted to spend $99 million building a new middle school, high school that had like a beautiful, yeah, and there's 1,000 students in the entire district, and that includes elementary, pre-K, middle school, and high school. It's mind-boggling. Meanwhile, taxes are going to go up 20% on property tax for education this year. It's like nobody can afford to live in the state anymore, and it's mildly hysterical. Like if I didn't have family, correction, if the beautiful assistant didn't have family, we would have moved down somewhere with the hillbillies and hung out with our type of people, because it's not my place. I like my property, but I hate this place. Same for his private 200-acre New York family estate in Westchester that was assessed between $30 million and $56 million. Trump had valued the property on 7 Springs $261 million. That is a gorgeous property right there. 230-acre private family estate on 7 Springs in Westchester County, New York. I mean, part of that's the issue, Trump, and you need to get the hell out of that state. I realized that it was your state and that New York City was doing great because of you, but you should sell your shit, pack up, and leave. Because it's very clear you're not welcome. Last month, Manhattan Supreme Court Justice Arthur Engoron ordered Trump pay $355 million, because that's totally a thing that's happened before. And then needed $454 million, and then yeah, and then that got dropped to $175 million magically on the day that it was due, because you know that number it's totally not just made up out of thin air and shit. Oh, mind-boggling. Did I have another one? Oh, I'll share a clip from Cosmo. Another quick clip from the birthday show, because MC Molasses is the shit. I want him to be on the channel a little bit. Let me right there.
So I sit to the tonic engine. Tell yourself I'll never be yours again. I'm so sick of all the tales. Since if you're cosmopolitan, tell yourself that you're better than all them. But in your heart you know you failed. See, I'm not so keen. I'm trying to be seen. Can't justify the means. Baby, I'm in between. I don't know what you mean, and this really is my scene. I wish I could explain to you exactly how I feel. Since if you're cosmopolitan, tell yourself that you're better than all of them. But at the end of the day, you failed. You were one Philly toy. Straight to the teeth. Since if you're cosmopolitan.
Okay. Sorry. Once in a while, I like to share something the Hickory Collective's done. Especially randomly. Yeah, kind of. That's MC Molasses. That's another personality of the Hickoryverse. It was, we did, the Hickoryverse collectively did 4 different character performances. Oh, thank you. I shared, since you're here, Gina, I'll share this with you. This is the next Molasses song, or one of the next Molasses songs. And it's called Make Lawns Great Again. Because I figured, why not? And yes, that was me. And thank you very much, my dear. Yeah, this is Make Lawns Great Again. This is a song I'm working on currently, and the song that MC Molasses opened up the show with for Friday night of the birthday shows. This is MC Molasses and me produced this. MC Molasses wrote it. At least the first Make Lawns Great Again, 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 Make Lawns Great Again. Molasses in this motherfucker making lawns great again. If you ain't about them green stripes, well you can fuck off them. Do my dance and spread my seed, I'm out here to shame men. Praying for a tidal rain, you know my pocket hang 10. Hanging out with
fake friends, feels like getting fucked by straight men. I've been up this bitch a minute too, way before they them. Had a long chat with my lawn, turns out she identifies as green sheen. So I've been grabbing that plot right by the pussy, pushing more to make the pussy purr.
Yeah, that one's in the works. And then this one was I'll share this because I saw Wheeler Walker this past week. This is my raunchy country song that I'm working on. This is it's called "Blame It on the Whiskey," and for the who Wheeler Walker Jr. is, you should go check him out because he's hysterical. But we saw him live Sunday at Albany. It was pretty great. But yeah, this is it's gonna be Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming's breakout country hit solo called "Blame It on the Whiskey."
Looking so good in the bed of that truck, girl, you got a boy fluffed up. I know them hands are weapons, you've been beating off them young bucks. I don't even know what to say, wish I could fast forward to night today. I've been fucking around all over town, you'll find out why I walk this way. Got a little something to tell you, something I can tell anyone else. Gotta show you how I feel deep inside, show you how I've really felt. You look at me that way, wanna scream it out all day. Girl, you got them smooth hands, rub them moisturizing teeth. No, I got the smooth plan, one of us gets knuckle teeth. If you want a rodeo, baby, you should fist me. You don't have to say no, or maybe just blame it on the whiskey. Whoa, yeah, just blame it on the whiskey. So good in that pale moonlight, them jeans have been ass are looking tight. Not just talking about you, I'm talking about me, and you know I'm nothing but damn right. Let's get up and then lift two-seater, pop some tops with matching beaters, back a bowl and fill some holes. I'm all American cake and pie eater. Got something to tell you, something I couldn't anyone confide. Gotta bury it real down deep and get in touch with my feminine side. You look at me that way, this is what I'm gonna say. Girl, you got them smooth hands, rub them moisturizing teeth. No, I got the smooth plan, one of us gets knuckle teeth. If you want a rodeo, baby, you should fist me. You don't have to say no, or maybe just blame it on the whiskey. Whoa, yeah, just blame it on the whiskey. Could you fill up my queasy gorge as I rise up like tears leave? Find us a new life to forge. Bury your whole handful of love deep, 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 deep into me. Girl, you got them smooth hands, rub them moisturizing teeth. No, I got the smooth plan, one of us gets knuckle.
Yeah, that one's still in the works, but it's coming along. I'm definitely not upset. It's got some work to go, but so does everything I'm working on, I guess. To be fair. Okay. So we covered the bridge. Oh yeah, I guess we only got a couple more. We'll get into the local one first. Oh. What did I do that for, Hickory? You son of a bitch. In local news, and a shocking surprise nobody saw coming. The Toasted Pecan. To our valued guests and supporters, we've made the sad decision to close the Toasted Pecan. Saturday night will be our last service. We thank all of you that supported our small family-owned business and employees. This is difficult. We've struggled with what to say exactly, so we'll leave you with all. So we will leave it with the... We wish you all the best. And why I say this is not a surprise to anyone, because the Clear River Tavern was an establishment. I've actually got a video from... actually, I should pull that up because that would have been relevant to the story. I had a video from a year ago. It's a little over a year ago for my birthday, where Jake and I attended an open mic of... an open mic, and it was the, what was it? It was the 18th It's like the 15th, no, 16th anniversary of the first night. We went to an open mic there. Lol, yep, seen this. 4 months. I'm confused on the reference. Oh yeah, the Toast of Pecan. Yeah, 4 months, dude. It was basically that. But yeah, there is in fact video. Let me find it because there's video of us performing there like a year ago with I just gotta remember what right there. Uh, I think Leave Me Alone is probably better. Yeah, this is actually one I performed on the birthday show too. I did this Saturday night. Kyle from Uncle Dad covered an MC Molasses song. But yeah, this was at the Clear just less than a year before they closed. And it was like the 17-year anniversary of us going to our first open mic there, which led to us meeting a bunch of cool friends and stuff. And it's sad because this place got closed. The Toast of Pecan got opened and it lasted 4 months. Yeah, and then we also did Sell Me Short, which is the first song I had written and performed at the Clear, which is kind of cool to know that I got to perform this there before it all ended. This was a great performance at the birthday weekend too. Okay, that's enough. Thank you for indulging me in my And hanging out with myself while playing some music. Okay, we got a couple last ones to get into before I get out of here. But holy crap, yeah, there's some good ones. Oh man, this one made me laugh my ass off, and I couldn't help myself. Ronna McDaniel's is out. Why are the networks paying partisan pundits at all? NPR asks, while they didn't ask the same question when they hired Jen Psaki or or anybody but Ronna McDaniel. Because oh, can you not hear it? It's just oh, that's a bummer. I might have shared it wrong. Okay, I'll play that before we get out of here. I'll at least play a song before we get out of here. But yeah, Nick, thanks for being here, brother. Good to see you. Ronna McDaniel's out. My network TV. Yeah, it's NPR being like, why are they paying partisan people? And it's like, because if they didn't, they wouldn't have a channel. Like none of these places are even remotely near center or balanced. It's literally MSNBC hired Jen Psaki and nobody said shit. Like the former press secretary for the Biden administration has a news job now. And everyone was like, oh, that's cool. And then this neocon has to step down. Yeah, Mitt Romney's niece, just to be clear. Mitt Romney's niece gets the boot because, well, let's be honest, she basically single-handedly helped the Republicans lose the 2022 midterms, and she didn't do super well in 2020. And it was funny because all the left came out and was like, there's a fascist on NBC. And it was like this weird moment where it brought together the far left and the MAGAs. Because it was like, the MAGA was like, oh yeah, she's trash. She belongs on NBC. And why would NBC hire her? Because like it just proves that it's basically just proving that she's a Democrat. And then the far left was like, she's a far right extremist. MAGA supporting. She's a MAGA terrorist. Is what the far left did. And it turns out that nobody likes this woman. Like not a single person. I don't know. I've never met like a single person that's been like, yeah, I'm a Ronna McDaniel fan. Don't get me wrong. I live in a place where nobody would admit it if they did like her, because they wouldn't want to be outed. But anybody that does like her is just a disingenuous human being, because like this woman is garbage. Like Vivek Ramaswamy calling her out was absolutely phenomenal. And then of course the media has to hop on it, and the Guardian has to be like, Trump mocks ex-RNC chair Ronna McDaniel for being fired because we're babies and we gotta cry about this. He insulted people that aren't Trump. Which is exactly how that goes. When he criticizes anybody, they're like allowed to say as much mean stuff about him as they want, but the second he criticizes anybody, oh, he's such a big bully, he's making fun of us, oh, pouty face, we're sad, Trump outsmarted us again. Ex-president makes remarks after backlash prompted by McDaniel's firing 4 days after hiring. I think she made one live show. It's like one show she was on after hiring, and they're like, yeah. Oh, by the way, our entire audience is brainwashed far lefty tunes, so we're gonna have to let you go, even though that's how the right wing sees you, is a brainwashed Looney Tune. You're just too centrist. You're just too neocon. You're just not far enough over. Donald Trump mocked the former Republican National Committee chair Ronna McDaniel for firing by NBC after being hired as a political analyst. Because, I mean, why wouldn't you want somebody to tell you exactly how to lose? Like, that's really, like, how invaluable would that be for NBC? Like, well, if the Republicans really want to lose this one, this is what I would do. Which basically translates to, if you want them to lose, this is how you go about it. It would be great to see that. And to be fair, her predecessors would have been a great tool for them to use, because they could have just watched whatever she said on the news and done the opposite. It would have been like investing with oh god, what's that guy's name? There's one of those investment guys that's like just so bad, and it's like if you were to just to buy everything he told you not to, and you did the opposite of his advice, you'd be a millionaire. Oh God, I'm gonna have to look it up. I can't remember. Like I keep wanting to say it's Crenshaw, but it's not, because that's a senator. It's a neocon senator from Texas. But man, one of them. Anyways, that's the Ronna McDaniel effect in politics. Is like you could do whatever the opposite of what she says is, and you would do far better than other people. Wow, the former president, the Republican nominee, who we knew from like the get-go, because there's no chance of him not winning, ejected McDaniel from the RNC in favor of his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, or Laura. I don't know. I'm sorry if I misnamed you, Miss Trump. Ronna McDaniel got fired by fake news NBC. She only lasted 2 days, and this after McDaniel went out of her way to say what they wanted to hear. It leaves her in a very strange place. It's called Never Land, and it's not a place you want to be. Yep. Yeah, Ronna McDaniel basically put herself in a spot where she's hated by both the right and the left, and I'm loving every second of it, because this woman is complete garbage. McDaniel's hiring was announced by NBC last Friday. Interviewed on Meet the Press on Sunday, she disavowed Trump's lie that Joe Biden stole the 2020 election, but also claimed there were electoral problems in battleground states, which is not untrue. A lot of that stuff actually never got sussed out by the courts. It got denied because judges are sissies. Protests from on-air talent and NBC union group also concerned McDaniel's combative relationship with the press in 7 years to the RNC share period, coinciding with Trump's takeover of the Republican Party, which, like, let's be honest, we didn't have a Republican Party before Trump. We had a bunch of people who were really good at losing and pretending they weren't Democrats. That's really what the RNC was before the Trump train rolled in. Cesar Conde, chair of NBC Universal, told staff, and I mean, to be fair, dude, Trump's not even a Republican. He's a 90s Democrat. And that's good enough. That's better. That's better than all the other options we have right now. Can succeed unless it's cohesive and aligned. Over the last few days, it's become clear that the appointment undermines the goal. Trump said these radical left lunatics are crazy, and the top people at NBC are weak. Weak. They were broken and embarrassed by low ratings, highly overpaid talent. Bring back free and fair press. Yes, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I do a great Trump impression, I know. Other right-wingers and media figures called foul too. Hugh Hewitt, a talk show host, told Fox News, "I've never seen anything this brutal since I got started in media in 1990. Absolutely savage. Getting hired and fired within 2 days. Phenomenal." Ron is going to sue everyone who defamed her for breach of contract, for intentional infliction of mental distress. They're going to sue her for the destruction of her business opportunities that come from being on TV. I think they made a terrible decision. They allowed MSNBC to bleed over another network. Yeah, because as if they're two different networks. No, they're the same crap. NBC's just packaged to make it seem like it's not biased. I think that's the last one. We got the toasted pecan story we covered. Oh, no, this is the last one, I suppose. New York City is beginning a pilot program, my friends. They're going to hand out prepaid weekly debit cards to 460 illegal immigrants at the Roosevelt Hotel. That's not the craziest part of the story, even though that is mildly crazy that they're just going to give free money to people who don't belong to be here. Or people that don't deserve to be here, I guess I should say. Not that they don't belong. If they had applied and moved here under normal circumstances, maybe. But New York City's began handing out prepaid debit cards to illegal immigrants in the city this week under a $53 million contract for the deal. According to the New York Post, staffers from the Mobility Capital Finance handed out 8 preloaded cards to illegal immigrants at the Roosevelt Hotel on Monday as part of the pilot program. And a City Hall spokesperson said the program would expand to 115 cards by next week. The program was scaled back from the original plan of giving out a month's worth of money for food and baby supplies at a time down to being reloaded once per week. Yes, because almost as if you're like to give very irresponsible people a whole crap load of money at once, that wouldn't go bad, right? The program was scaled back from the original plan of giving out a month's worth. The City Hall spokesperson said the family with 2 parents and kids under the age of 5 will receive around $350 per week. which is not much other than considering it's free and you didn't have to do anything for it, and you're getting put in a spot for free money above the actual homeless citizens and homeless veterans of this country. That's you know, I'd take it. That's $1,400 a month. Like, I could cut down my hours. Around 460 illegal immigrants will be covered under the pilot program of 64,500 illegal immigrants under the city's care. Holy shit. And I'll read that again. 64,500 illegal immigrants in New York City alone, my friends. Yeah. And we can't just blame, to be fair, we can't just blame Governor Abbott from Texas and DeSantis from Florida. This has been a massive operation undergoing the past 3 years to ship these people around the country, and Biden administration has been how much of that goes right back out of this country? I mean, to be fair, to be fair, I mean, probably less than we're shipping to Ukraine on the weekly. An emergency contract was signed by the tech startup with a potential net profit for the company amounting to $1.8 million through a cut of the funds loaded on each MasterCard. An emergency they're going to make $1.8 million just through a cut of loading the MasterCard. That's insane. An emergency contract bypassed the typical budding process for such programs. Adams' administration saying that the emergency contract was needed to avoid delays in rolling out the program. Despite this, it took over 2 months for the cards to be handed out. So they wanted to do this 2 months ago and just couldn't get it through. And yeah, absolutely mind-boggling, kids. That's nuts. We had some more. I guess this is the last one. Coping and seething from the left on the last story of the night. That's right, from Bloomberg. Can Trump really use his $7.2 billion fortune? Former president's fortune on paper has vaulted $7.2 billion thanks to newly public media company legal strains threaten his finances. Yeah, because every person worth over $1 billion is just on paper, my friends. Like, that's how this thing works. And anybody who tries to make you think that it's otherwise, like, it's not like normal people who have some cash and a couple of assets. Like, all of their money is tied up in assets because it's stupid to keep your cash in cash. Cash is the most quickly degrading asset we have, and it's much better to put your money into property and investments and stuff that's tangible that you can sell in the future for even more money. Like them saying like, oh, Trump was cash poor because he doesn't have $500 million in cash. Like, you would have to be a complete moron to keep $500 million in cash, because you'd be so much better investing that into buying property with it and then selling it down the road. Like, it's so funny how dumb people are, especially once it comes to like the millionaire, billionaire class. Like, they have no idea. Like, they're like, oh, wealth tax is a good idea. And you're like, oh, so if a person's worth $100 billion, you should tax them $10 billion a year for 10% wealth tax? They're like, yeah, that's great. And it's like, so you want them to sell 10% of their stuff every year? That's the only way to pay it, is to sell off your stuff, because with a wealth tax, they're not calculating how much money you actually have. They're calculating how much money you have on paper. Yeah, these people are morons. Okay. Anyways, that's all I got for stories. Let's rock out to this one before I get out of here. Actually, I want to watch let's watch the actual music video for that bad boy. So this one, I can't remember if it was this channel. Yeah, it was.
Our new feature, local reportings.
So yeah, this was super fun to perform live at the birthday show. This was Kyle from Uncle Dad covered this. It's an MC Molasses song but he covered it on Saturday night, and it was like the one hip hop song that he played. Anyways, I might actually share a quick sneak peek of the upcoming She Never Showed Up after this, if anybody's interested. But yeah, this is Leave Me Alone. MC Molasses, but Kyle from Uncle Dad did cover it for the birthday shows.
Sitting in the country, back full of monkeys, but we don't let them get us down. Sipping on some pale ale, home of the long trail. That's where I call my hometown. Working hard like my father and drinking on the water, and having a place that I can call my own. You might have a few cars, I got a few ARs, so you might want to leave me alone. I'm from Vermont, and I do what I want, just leave me alone. I'm from Vermont, and I do what I want, just leave me alone. And I'm straight from BT, it's the Green Mountain State with dyslexic bumper stickers that read 208. The home of Bernie Sanders, even he didn't do that great, but wouldn't it be great to see your socialist uncle be president someday? People from over the border, it's an upside New Hampshire, they say. New Hampshire's an upside down Vermont, man, let's get that shit straight. Yeah, we got them higher taxes, pay a lot to the state, and we sued them bitches when they thought 10 rounds was enough for an AK. I don't know, call me guns only on Rugers and ARs. When the police search my house, they know how patriotic we are, cause if patriotism was homework, then I'd get a gold star. Cause trash talking a flag on my house, man, it won't get you far. Might get you a boot in the ass and a point to your car. So I wave a middle finger and sip this 14 star. We're just some Vermont boys, and when the times get hard, we drink Vermont IPA, so we don't know who we are. Sitting in the country, back full of monkeys, but we don't let them get us down. Sipping on some pale ale, home of the long trail. That's where I call my hometown. Working hard like my father and drinking on the water, having a place that I can call my own. You might have a few cars, I got a few ARs, so you might want to leave me alone. I'm from Vermont, and I do what I want, just leave me alone. I'm from Vermont, and I do what I want, just leave me alone. Come out to the woods when I want my peace. So white trash, I was baptized in monster bacon grease. Just a good old boy, don't care what you do in them sheets, as long as you don't come around here and you don't fuck with me. I'm so redneck that you swear my fucking neck was born red. And way I'm back in six, my frame was certified Angus corn fed. Real man ain't afraid of gluten, real man ain't afraid of bread and crushing grains like a buck. Fuck what all them hippies said, homegrown's how I keep it. Women, weed, and whiskey, back in my holler, we keep it as simple as can be. More American than Aunt Samantha, put her apple pie on my D. More classic than a song with a progression that goes GDC. And you know we ain't no stranger to them 50-hour work weeks. You know I ain't a stranger to them freaks and them beats. I've been grinding and not minding, but I've been finding my feet. And it's been a fucking decade since you fucking heard me, but I'm back. Sitting in the country, back full of monkeys, but we don't let them get us down. Sipping on some pale ale, home of the long trail. That's where I call my hometown. Working hard like my father and drinking on the water, having a place that I can call my own. You might have a few cars, I got a few ARs, so you might want to leave me alone. I'm from Vermont, and I do what I want, just leave me alone. I'm from Vermont, and I do what I want, just leave me alone.
Banger. Certified. Leave Me Alone. That was a good tune. I enjoyed the shit out of that one. But I'll share a quick clip from She Never Showed Up. It's going to be an upcoming single. This one is the Molasses version. So Molasses and Uncle Dad will be releasing side-by-side tracks. We might skip March because we had a lot going on. But let me switch over to sharing that so you guys can hear it. And this is the pop version. It's good. Morrow. Late for the show. What's up, Hickory? Nice song. Thank you, brother. This one I'm about to share is one that's in the pipeline. This is an old Uncle Dad song that was written back 16, 17 years ago. And I played this, well, correction. Hickory, Kyle from Uncle Dad played this at the birthday shows a couple weekends ago. It's called She Never Showed Up. And this song is a true story, kind of. It's about there's this thing at the Pickle Barrel nightclub back in the day called the miniskirt party, where you weren't allowed entry unless you were wearing a miniskirt. And that goes for everybody. Like there was like 6'3" juiced up bouncers in miniskirts because everybody had to wear a miniskirt to attend the party. And I went with Jacob Poo one night, and we went to a couple of them, and I met this incredibly gorgeous girl who had a pink, like, and this was back before like blue hair and like colored hair was like a super red flag. It was just like kind of like things that punk rock kids did. It wasn't like the therapy red flag that it is now. And this chick had this smoking hot pink hair. And I saw her in the crowd, and she saw me. We ended up talking, and we planned a date. And she never showed up. And for that date, I was actually at the Clear, which we were talking about earlier, which is now closed, became the Toasted Pecan, and that's closing now too. But this is a song that I wrote about that, and this is the pop version that MC Molasses is going to release of She Never Showed Up.
It's okay, I've been blown up before, but this sucks just that much more, cause you were pretty. Yeah, pretty fucking hot. I know I met you at the end of the night, and guess I said something not right, but your picture found its way to the background of my desktop. Bartender, you can fill my cup, cause it's last call and she never showed up, so pour a drink and color cap, 2 more shots and I'm back to the bed. Play some guitar, pretend I'm not sad, smoke a fat blunt and pass out with my lab. I guess I must have fucked up. It's 3 a.m. and she never showed up. I'm no rap head, I don't look that great. I'm a bit narcissistic and a little overweight, but I'm not disfigured and I play in a band. You could've just said that you didn't care with a face like yours, girl, buyer beware. But that bartender's got my insurance in his hand. Bartender, you can fill my cup, cause it's last call and she never showed up, so pour a drink and color cap, 2 more shots and I'm back to the bed. Play some guitar, pretend I'm not sad, smoke a fat blunt and pass out with my lab. I guess I must have fucked up. It's 3 a.m. and she never showed up.
Guitar solo.
Bartender, you can fill my cup, cause it's last call and she never showed up, so pour a drink and color cap, 2 more shots and I'm back to the bed. Play some guitar, pretend I'm not sad, smoke a fat blunt and pass out with my lab. I guess I must have fucked up. It's 3 a.m. and she never showed up. I hope someday that you see me from the stage, read my fucking book without turning a page, but I guess those pretty people, they can't do shit like that. You change your mind, I'll be emptying glasses when I spit it slow and thick, but you can call me molasses. What's wrong with you? You want me to tip my fucking hat? Bartender, you can fill my cup, cause it's last call and she never showed up, so pour a drink and color cap, 2 more shots and I'm back to the bed. Play some guitar, pretend I'm not sad, smoke a fat blunt and pass out with my lab. I guess I must have fucked up. It's 3 a.m. and she never showed up.
Yep. Still need some editing and some polishing for sure. As do most of them, even after release. I think that's it. I think I'm done. I don't know. Maybe I'll share one more. People are hanging out. Thank you guys. Yeah, make it wink. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Is there one that's worth? Oh, I'll leave to my walkout song. This was solid. I did get to walk out to this both nights for the show. Although, no, that's not true. For the first night, because Jakey Poo, DJ Vulture forgot the second night and started playing a Molasses beat. But I walked out to this the first night. This was the Magic Man.
There once was a magician named Hickory who wasn't too funny with a belly of tea. Nerves went up, the beers went down, oh boys too drunk for the show. The drunk and underwhelming scum to trick you with cards and steal your rum. One day when your show is done, you'll have to pay him to leave and go. Not 10 minutes for his next pour. The keg went dry, he went to the store. Didn't have the ale he had gotten before. So from craft to crap we go. Drunk and underwhelming scum to trick you with cards and steal your rum. One day when his show is done, you'll have to pay him to leave and go. La da 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 da, la da da da, la da 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 da.
I'm having too much fun. One last one. This is my last delve into doing some AF vocals. I actually did this live on the show a couple weeks ago.
We'll be riding off in the sunset. We'll cry the dawn for a long make the summer yet. The beer is cold, the chambers are lit, it's a long hair banger. This won't be the last ride for this Lone Ranger. La da 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 da.
R, walk the plank. Yes, Gamora. That was the vibe of the song for sure. It's just a story about a drunk magician who shows up into town. It's totally this fictional story about a drunk underwhelming showing up and just like staying there until they basically had to pay him to leave. Next, I absolutely love the song. Hear it a while ago. Love it. If you're talking about the walkout song, that one's up on the channel. I need to expand my DistroKid so I can release it as a full song on Spotify and such, because I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of fun. This is one I was working on a while ago. Okay, I'm gonna play this and then I'm out of here. I'm sorry. I'm hanging out having fun. Thank you guys. It's from atop our throne.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, just like the bombs I drop from a throne. Releasing a torn of demons so fucking fierce it makes me wish to live alone. Here's a simple super life hack most you peasants will never know. Make your major decisions from atop your throne.
It's all about
Wake up in the morning, I'm like molasses, how you feeling? I feel like I need to mint like caffeine and get to releasing these demons. Throwing the fan and the sticks, I'll be thumping so hard the playlist be repeating. With a shotgun and a chance that all these demons will be defeated. But I woke up one day with a lawn and a wife got responsible how this happened. I took all the time to write out these lyrics and sketch them on the back of a napkin. Then I wiped my ass with just kind of shit on the verse, so I'm kind of crapping. I'm just feces on the speed, dropping more ass than Megan Thee Stallion. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, just like the bombs I drop from a throne. Releasing a torn of demons so fucking fierce it makes me wish to live alone. Here's a simple super life hack.
Next said, what song AORs aren't fun? We love MC Molasses. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Words. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be releasing more for sure. There's more to come. As you can see by this giant list of songs that are just kind of sitting here that I've been working on. Like, is there anything absolutely ridiculous that I can share that are... This one is. Oh, that's Wet Girl Summer. Yeah, that song was not good at all, not gonna lie. That's the only song I've released that I was like, ooh, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. Last Cupcake Beat 1, actually GW entered to this one. That was yeah, Nick said sit down. Well, GW walked out to this one for the live show. It's kind of gonna be GW's walkout song actually. Hi, I'm Molasses, this is G-Dubs, welcome to our show. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Hi, I'm Molasses, this is GW, welcome to the fucking show. Hi, I'm Molasses, make some bitches shake their asses. When I'm slipping so thick, that's why they call me Molasses. Kind of drastic, I'm about to come, I'm kind of magic. Yeah, there's a verse in there somewhere. Pop song? It's a song about bad friendships.
Just say sometimes I always see you never. I made a lot of memories that I'll never remember. All the stuff I tried so hard back in high school. And now I'm sitting drunk
anyways, that's all I got. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. I appreciate each and every one of you for dropping by, especially Skid Morrow, Benji, Nick, and Gina. Thank you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. That's all I got on this one. Until next time, I'll see you guys next week for episode 19. I might be solo. We might have a guest. Who knows what's going to happen. 2 big bags and a dirty veg. Next song, right, Benji? Ooh, okay. Yeah, you guys write it. I'll produce the track for you. You can come over and record it at the house. I'm not even going to lie. Nick, love you. Tomorrow, have a great night. You too, brother. Thank you so much for being here. And, yeah, Nick, you guys write this track. I'll produce a beat for you. No shit. And you can come over to this studio and record it. And we'll even shoot a music video and shit. That would be a blast. I would love to do that. I do have like 3 or 4 collaborations in the works currently, but I would love to stack on more because there's never enough for a hungry drunk magician. Till that's anyways, that's all I got this one. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. Thank you for joining me on TDAU Live episode 18, FSK Bridge Collapse, DJT Skyrockets, and I saw Wheeler Walker Jr. live, which was dope. Send you, yeah, feel free, Skid Morrow. I'd totally be down to collaborate with you for sure. Oh, you don't even know what we collaborate with. That's what I'm saying is you guys write it. Tell me like what you need and I'll make sure the beat works. But if Skid Morrow, if you want to totally get in touch, it's HickoryTDAU at gmail.com. Like the same as the channel name at gmail.com. And that's how you can get in touch with me. And I would absolutely be willing to collaborate with you. You have proved yourself to be a talented musician. And I work with a bunch of people far less talented. That being said, some are far more, well, not far more than you necessarily, far more than me. I work with a lot of people who are leagues above me as far as music production goes, and I'm blessed. Nick said I'm a dick twister. Love it. Love it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, Drunk Magician out. Oh, that camera. Cheers. Yeah.
Above all else, I just want to say thank you. Have a beautiful night. Drunk Magician out. Cheers. Now let's get the credits. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate the help.